So this is the circuit bent speak and spell, and you can see that it's got a custom paint job that was done on it as well. So it was done here on the back as well, a little airbrush, funky looking. The paint doesn't affect anything about it except that it just looks fun. I also have the instruction manual that came with it, and the guy who did all the circuit bending went through and explains what each one of the knobs does. And then there's actually an article that he was one of the co-writers on, explaining a lot of the technology that went behind this and its musical applications. A couple things of note: the battery compartment has been sealed, and it is now hardwired to, so it has to be plugged into the wall. So you can see I've got it plugged in over here, just a regular old wall wart that is in there. And that's what it does. Everything I'm gonna show you is working off of the actual speaker itself, but he is also, the original person put an 1/8 inch out on here, so you can run it out to an amp. And I have done that, and it sounds really good, which means that you can also run it through various effects and all that kind of stuff if you want to get really crazy. So I'm just going to show you really quick like what each one of the functions does on here and some of the applications. So when you start it, if you don't do anything, it is a regular speak and spell. So if I can go through and play some of the little code games and stuff, and it's the speak and spell of our youth. Nothing is going on here unless I mess around with any of the buttons that he's done. So this first button that's up here is if you ever just need to shut it down and the off button isn't working anymore, which sometimes happens if you get in here and you're going crazy, it'll lock up because it is a computer, a simple computer, but a computer. This is just an off. So this is like turns the system off, and then you can turn it back on again. So that's what the first button does. This, I'll just take this around clockwise here. This button that is here is one of the glitch effects that's been put in. If you just hold the button down, so here's me just pressing K. If I hold the button down, when I press K, it's going to be glitched. And it'll change. Like with this specific function, you never get the same thing every time. It's going through like a bunch of different system sounds that are in there. So sometimes you actually get normal sounding stuff, but it's all been glitched. And if you don't want to hold the button down the whole time, that's what this first toggle is for. If you just flip the toggle up, that button is held down. And so now I can hit all these different things, and I get all these mangled, spacey sounds. Okay, so that's the first function. This button here is another glitch effect that, quite frankly, doesn't seem to do a whole lot. When I hold it down, you can see that the screen changes, but I don't always get good stuff out of it. Oh, but I am now. Yeah, so another glitch effect. And this one here is another glitch effect. This glitch effect that I just showed you on this button has to be used by itself. You can't use it with other stuff, but this one that's right to the right of the wheel here, you can use with other stuff. So you'll notice it's saying A even though I'm hitting Q and R, so that's just one of the glitches here. So if I flip this one up, now this button is on too, and I can use both these together to various degrees and see if I get anything. And I'm getting nothing. And in which case I would turn it off, turn it back on again, see what we can get. So let's turn that on again. Come on. All right, back in business there. It happens sometimes with circuit bending. You don't always know what you're going to get. But you'll notice that everything still works fine. I've had this for over 10 years. I've used it on stage a couple times. It's fun. So I'm using two different things there. So various glitch things that are going on. This here is a speed wheel, so you can actually like turn things up and down. So if I have this on, it turns the wheel on. And when I'm getting sounds like, so this is just the regular R sound. I can turn it so it's way slow and low, or I can turn it up. And it speeds it up. And you can use this in conjunction with other things too. So if I'm glitching a sound here, I can slow it down, speed it up. So that's what the wheel does. I'm going to skip these for now, and I'm going to go all the way up here to the left. This is probably the most fun function of this. This allows you to, and the wheel and the button do the same thing, but it allows you to hold, I'll show you. It allows you to hold a sound. So let's say I get a glitch sound that I really like. I can freeze it, and it freezes that sound. And now I've got my tone wheel on. I can go over here and speed it up, slow it down. And if I don't like that specific part of the sound, what this red button above that toggle does is it'll step up to the next sound in the function. That's a good one. Let's step up again. Let's go ahead and get another one. Step. Step. Okay, and what these things do, they don't do a whole lot. They're touch conductors that he put in here, and one of the things that I've noticed with them is that, like, let's say I have a sound frozen here. Is that it slightly changes things if I touch one of them. This one on the left doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but this one does. So I don't know what his thought was behind that, but honestly, I haven't used these very much. And it just shut down there, which happens sometimes. Anyway, that's what they do. But you can tell, obviously, from all the different sounds and stuff that are on here, you're not only getting a perfectly functional speak and spell, but it's a nice little chaotic noise-making device that can be a lot of fun on stage. So that's the speak and spell. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up and email me, and I'll try and answer your questions. Thank you.